Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Bataleon Disaster Plus. That's right, a beefed up version of the Disaster. This board features Bataleon's low camber with 3BT and sidekick technology, so that's a very mellow traditional camber, which is going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive. And then the 3BT and sidekick on this elevates that contact point to just help spoon it out so the edges don't catch. This 3BT actually has a wider center section, which will give you more stability on jumps, especially when you're landing. Also makes it easier to press on because you have a wider surface area. This board is available in 148, 151, 153 wide, 154, 156 wide, and 157. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny Bluebird day with warmer temps. There was corduroy, chop, chunder, kind of just basic, almost spring-like conditions, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. For being a plus board, you would think that this would be stiffer, but to me it felt softer than the regular Disaster I had previously ridden. What you get with this board is a below the middle of the road park flex, so you have a ton of play in the tip and the tail and slightly stiffer through the middle with a ton of torsional flex. And when it comes to stability, I hope you like feeling the ground. Keep those knees bent because this thing gets a ton of chatter, it reverberates underfoot, you feel everything with it. When you get in rutted out terrain, it gets bucked around. This board is really loose, really lively, not damp at all. Alright, so this board does have traditional camber, so you do have to load it up, and now you want to be more laid back when you load this up. If you're aggressive, you're going to get the tail to fold on you as you roll back. I had this happen more than once, more than twice in fact. It was enough that I took note of it. So you want to be a little more laid back, and when you're being more laid back, this board will pop. It's not the snappiest thing. You can launch a side hit, pop a roller. You don't really have to worry about it. It's when you're being really assertive with it that it may fold on you, and you might get a little more pop, but it's honestly not worth it. When it comes to jumps, small and medium are really where this board stands out. It just doesn't have enough stability in the tips to take anything bigger, so if you're on a steeper landing or coming down harder, it's gonna buckle on you. Now, can it pop off a lip? Yeah. Is it the snappiest thing? No, it'll get the job done. But then again, you're hitting small to medium jumps. What more do you want? You trying to boost to the moon? Come on, let's be real. Upgrade to a stiffer, beefier board if that's what you're really looking for. Alright, so you got 3BT and sidekick technology that are really going to spoon out the contact points of this board. That's going to reduce any edge bite when you're actually up on the nose or the tail spinning around. It makes it a little more buttery. Now on top of that fact, you got a soft flexing board. You might get a little snap out of it from the camber, but it's not enough that you have to worry about. This is a board you can be a little more laid back with how you butter. If you try to muscle it, you're probably going to fold it. And the same can be said when you're jibbing with this board. It locks into presses and it's very easy to hold them, but if you muscle it even a little bit, you're going to just fold and overflex the board. So you want to be a little more laid back and just let it pop out of the nose or the tail when you hit the end of the feature. When you go sideways, it caresses that feature aggressively, almost to the point where it's clapping out, but it's not because it's a little stiffer right through the inserts. So if you want to get sideways, don't worry about it. Here's the thing about carving on this board. It'll hold an edge in soft snow to a point, but the second you push it, it's going to buckle, it's going to kick out. So if you're really trying not to do that, keep it in the park and do park carves with it. It's those short, mellow setup turns and just really medium carves that this thing stands out. Something where you're not pushing it. When you really send it to the limit, you notice right away you've hit the max that this thing can handle. It wants to wash out. It wants to kick out. It's not a board for carving. Why would it be? It's a twin park board that's softer flexing. So, you know, some of you guys need to, turn it down a notch or like 6 and you'll be fine. For the rest of us, just understand the limitations and you're good to go. Who's this board for? The park rider that's progressing. So I swear to God, this thing is softer than the regular Disaster I rode. It just flexes so much in the tip and the tail. It was just like a wet noodle. It just didn't have what I thought. I mean, there's a little bit of rebound and you could get a little snap out of a feature or something when you're playing with it. But overall, it just felt super, super soft. It was just too easy. I was just crushing this thing overall. In honesty, probably should have upgraded to like the next size up or even to like one of the wide models, but yeah, I can't believe for a plus model how soft this actually was. Comparable boards, the Rome Gangplank, the Ride Kink, the K2 Geometric. Binding recommendations: the Rome Vice, the Ride C6, the Burton Malavita. This has been my review of the Bataleon Disaster Plus. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.